Well, hello there. I'm Marty Whitney and I am with ARTitude Adjustment. I teach fun art, not fine art, and in just a minute we're going to get started. I'm going to set my computer so that I can see your comments, which should be coming on any second. It's always the pokiest thing to do, but I should be able to see you coming in right now. I can see it. Now, it says that we're going to bring something back to life today, and we are. Where is my sound? Okay, there you go. Now, as you come in, I hope that you will say hello and tell me where you're from or a little bit about yourself or a paragraph or just, I'm glad that you're here. Halika. Hey, Maureen, I'm so glad y'all are here. And I decided to come today, shaggy hair and all. I definitely need a haircut, which I've planned to get on Wednesday. So it's so good to see you. Good afternoon, Leica. Today we're going to do something a little bit different than I had planned. But first I wanted to say I hope you had a good weekend. I certainly did. Actually, we were back and forth from Jacksonville, which is our hometown, and we babysat grandchildren. And well, you knew that because I was with you on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hey, Meg. So I am planning to paint an apron this week at Meg's suggestion, but we're going to do something else in between that, before we start that, because I've got to get on top of this. Let me show you what we're going to be doing. Yeah, we're going to be painting a. Let me see if I can divide this so that you can see it easily. I'm going to put myself down up in the corner and so you can follow me. But today oh yeah, it's a happy Monday, all right. I am so glad to be here. We had a wonderful time with our grandchildren, but it was Florida Georgia weekend in Jacksonville and it's chaotic there. And there you go. Wonder why it went to that screen. Let me know if you don't see it okay, but I can see you fine. It's just that it's not in the same screen it usually is in. You're welcome. I'm glad I'm back at Florida Grand also. We are planning, my first class had to be postponed a week because we're going to be going to Jacksonville. One of my granddaughters will be who is 13 years old. We'll be having a total hip replacement, so we want to be there for a family event. I'm going to put on my gloves, and I'm going to show you. Can you see me okay? I mean, this is acting crazy today, and that's not a bad thing because I'm behind time over here, and I'm in time over here. But let me show you some of the supplies that we're going to be using. One is we'll be using a rubber glove, which isn't necessary, but I'm just going to protect my hand a little bit because it could get messy. And we're going to prep my trumpet. My trumpet story is a good one. I bought it from someone in New Orleans at an antique store. This is, I'm sure it's from a famous jazz musician. And they needed to get rid of it for the money. It was doing no good sitting in a closet, and the lady that disposed of it was very sad about it. So I'm going to start by prepping this and this is scary, getting ready to really do something in here. Now, if you're ever, or I hope all of you have a Pinterest account, And if you do, I hope you'll send me a link to it so that I can follow you. But I have, you'll see how I have a lot of Pinterest pages that I use whenever I'm designing or getting ready for classes. I'll get ideas, of course. I won't use exactly those ideas, but it will help me decide on what I'm going to do. Now, I have a board in Pinterest called hand-painted instruments, and I've used it a lot painting instruments. Like what I'm doing now is I'm just priming this with something. I'm using a kind of like this is a Rust-Oleum primer for all surfaces. It says made for jazz trumpets. Not really, but I'm going to use it for this trumpet because I need a base to paint. If I didn't have the base, then it would be yucky. It was the project. When I put the paint on here, it wouldn't look good. So I've got 3 different coats of paint that I'm going to put on here. One is the primer, one will be the acrylics, and then I'll seal it with something like polyurethane, a couple of coats of that. So this is always fun, and that's why I wanted to show you this today. I want to encourage you to go rummage up in your basement or your, what do you have? Basements and attics, and see if you have. I've done flutes. I have several guitars to paint right now, and what else besides a flute? There's another one that they always sell. Don't think they won't, because I'm sorry that I got rid of my flute. It was really great. The lady that bought it said her daughter was a flutist. Is that it? I think it is. Anyway, her daughter was one, and she wanted to use it in decor, decorating her daughter's bedroom. Oh, thanks for saying that. I really appreciate you saying that, because I can see me in both things. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Thanks for saying that. Okay. Still, let's take care of that. Technical stuff. Thanks for saying that. Preview live. Okay, then what we're going to do is this. Now can you see me? I mean, can you see my project? Maureen, can you see the project with me down in the bottom right? That should take care of it. I'm going to wait a minute. That was why a while ago, whenever I said this is strange, I don't usually see me like this. Don't y'all love tech? Oh, I'll tell you. That should be okay. Yeah, I can see it now. Okay, thank you. Well, if there ever is anything like that, sound and audio and visual, don't know if I can fix it, but we can start pressing buttons until it works. Now, so what I'm doing is I'm just priming this. I haven't decided whether I'll put 2 coats on it or not. There's something else I'm going to show you though, because on Friday, our final project on Friday was, I don't know why my nose is itching. The final project on Monday was napkins, and I don't know if, can't remember if I think I continued working on them after I said goodbye, and I've got something to show you today. Believe it or not, after you get a project primed, all is good. This is going to be a Christmas trumpet. I think it'll work well in a Christmas arrangement, but it's also going to be used for decoration. But it was doing no one any good where it was. Now, I don't know if you remember this or not, but after I bought the trumpet, I don't know anything about trumpets in case you wondered, but I thought, well, on the front of this, right in this area, was the name of the manufacturer of the horn. So I looked for it on eBay, and sure enough, it came up and it showed the name of the company, and then I did some research and found out it was a company from the 30s and that produced horns in San Francisco, and they were very popular at one time. So I listed it on eBay for $500. Let's say that's about 50 times what I paid for it. But I wasn't interested in selling it. I was interested in, this is not in good shape. It has dents and nicks, and maybe if you're a horn collector, you'd be interested. But I listed it for that and thought, well, somebody will come back and be interested, perhaps, and they were. Within a day, this man contacted me and said, I want it, but guess what? I don't have the money. I don't have the money. So he wanted me to send him the horn, and then he would send me the money. I don't think so. So he kept in contact with me, for a couple of weeks, saying he was going to get the money and he would send it to me, and that was fine with me because I really wanted to paint it. But $500 would be $500. And then there was no way I was going to get $500 out of this horn anyway. He was interested because there is a case to it. Talk about a ratty case. I think I showed you that the other day. The case is very ratty, but it could be rebuilt. It has bones. And so anyway, even after I took it off of eBay, he would contact me and say he was really interested in this horn and he thought he could rebuild it. Well, he waited a little too late because now she's on the way to being beautiful. It really will be a pretty horn. But I'd like to encourage you that if you have any old instruments around the house, get them out. Things that people aren't using and never will, and you're not going to sell them, and they don't have to be the greatest. This is all nicked up, and it has 2 mouthpieces. Let me show you one. There's one, I think it has really bad symptoms. Yeah, it's all kind of corroded. That one really was used a lot, I guess. And then this one. Yeah. So they're both used a lot. And I'll prime those in just a little while. But can you think of anything you have that you'd like to paint that's kind of out of the ordinary? And that's what we're talking about today, is what can you dig up? I don't mean go out to your backyard and dig up stuff, but what can you imagine would be nice if it was repurposed? That, and not your husband either. So today I wore an apron because I usually get paint from one end of me to the other, but it's going pretty good. This is, but anyway, I want you to encourage you, if you have a pencil right now, to write down Marty Whitney for Pinterest. It may be under ARTitude adjustment. I have a business page for ARTitude adjustment as well on Pinterest. And like I said, don't be surprised at all the boards I have. And I can just, I'll try to get this so you can see it better. When you're priming, you'll always see things that, oh, I should have gone back over and done that again. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your strokes, we can work with those stroke lines a little bit later. Just has to cover everything. So this is a little bit different than painting on fabric. It's I might leave that off of them, or I'll get rid of that later. There's little mother of pearl buttons on here that would look nice just showing up. So I'll get rid of the paint on there and expose that because it's pretty. Hey Sandy, oh, you're missing the trumpet painting. The project that we are doing this week is one that Sandy has already, and so I want you to tell them how much you love your Lily Pulitzer apron that we're going to be starting tomorrow. You know, if you know what I'm talking about, and I think you do. We have painted in the past a class where we did, these are, in fact, right now at Hobby Lobby, they're on sale. I think they're $6.49, something like that. But there are some navy blue aprons with the strap over the neck, and they're hot pink. Trim. And so I've done these in several classes, even one up in Madison, Wisconsin, and here. But they're dressy aprons, Sandy. Do you remember that? And we have, that's funny that that camera has moved. Let me do something about that. There. I kept wondering, why aren't I able? Because the camera drooped. But this project, I'm not doing it all this week. I'm going to only prime it today. I'll come back and, like I said, I want you to dig through some of your stuff. Maybe at a second-hand store or Goodwill, they would have a used instrument. I wouldn't pay very much money for it, for what you're doing. Aprons are a favorite of mine. My dressy apron is my favorite. I know we call that our dressy apron. And when I call it Lily Pulitzer apron, it's because it has the big roses that you see on Lily Pulitzer fashions, which those roses. So the roses look good with the hot pink of the trim on the apron, and that's our dressy apron. So all of us use it. You say, oh, I don't use aprons, I don't want. I'm telling you, if you do this apron, and what you can do is you can either order it online from Hobby Lobby right now, or run on down to your favorite Hobby Lobby and get one. Well, call and see if they have it, because I've been in several. You may have to order it online. If that's the case, let me know tomorrow, and we'll wait a couple of days to start it, and we'll do something else. Because those are nice little aprons, especially for the money. And now that they're on sale, I think the regular price is maybe $15. I can't remember, but when I saw them on sale today, I thought they were real cute. And you know what else is on sale at Hobby Lobby right now? Are these buffalo check aprons. What a nice gift that would be. If you do any transferring or stenciling, the buffalo check apron would be real cute, since you see it all over the place this year. Now you see why I have on my gloves. Anyway, I'm so glad that y'all are here today. I know it was a rough weekend with all this beautiful weather coming in. We just woke up and it was like 64 degrees here this morning. Lovely, and we got to see a beautiful sunrise on top of that. See how exciting it is around here. We wait for the sun to rise because they're all so beautiful. Oops. Anyway, like I said, these are, let me see if you can see it now. These are mother of pearl. And I won't paint those. Sweet. Those are just cute. If you have any suggestions or comments, please make them. Like I said, I wanted to show you this doesn't take that long. Hey, you could say, it doesn't take that long to destroy that trumpet. No, you're going to love this trumpet after I finish it. And when you see some of the hand-painted instruments on my board on Pinterest, go to it after this class and look it up. It's either ARTitude or under Marty Whitney. ARTitude Adjustment or Marty Whitney. And then or you probably could just put in the search bar, hand-painted instruments. And you'll be just as, hey, Christine, you'll have just as fun painting your own hand-painted instruments as I have. Christine, what we're doing today is I am painting a trumpet that I bought just about on the streets in New Orleans. And I'm repurposing it. If you're on Pinterest, and I know you are, that's a crazy question. If you are on Pinterest, just do a search for hand-painted instruments, and you'll see some that I've painted, as well as some of the boards, some of the pins that I've saved because I wanted ideas when I painted this one. I've been holding back, and it's, every time I would go into my room where all my supplies, some of my supplies are stored, I would say, oh, gotta get to that, gotta do it. Well, today I couldn't get to my pink apron. So I have told everybody that these navy blue apron, are they black? I think they're black aprons with hot pink trim are on sale right now at Hobby Lobby, and that's what we're going to be working on. We're going to be painting Lily Pulitzer roses and finishing them so that you'll be able to use them for upcoming holidays and when you really want to look nice for people coming over or people coming into your shop. Christine has a shop in South Florida, and she does resin art, which is something I would like to do with a class here in the next couple of months. I get real good reception when I ask people if they'd be interested. Well, her stuff is beautiful. It's just beautiful. And unusual in that we've never done it here. I'm putting a primer on this for those of you who've come in a little bit later. And After the primer, I'm going to put acrylic paint on it, and then I'll put a couple of coats of polyurethane to finish it off. It was okay for me to paint it. The lady was very sad to get rid of a jazz trumpet, but she needed the cash. And I don't think this one had been used in a while. I'm thinking they had more trumpets up their sleeve. So anyway, that's about all we can do today. I've enjoyed showing, let me do one other thing before we leave. This is the mouthpiece. I'm just going to prime it just like I did the trumpet. And it's going to look usable after it's all over, but it won't be. So this is just about the hardest part of the whole painting job. The rest is when your creativity sets in and you can do whatever you want. But like I said, please look at the Pinterest board that says hand-painted instruments. I think you'll like it, and I think you'll be inspired to come back and we'll paint this together. Tomorrow we're going to start on an apron. Well, look at you, Diane. We'll start on an apron, and so y'all are going to look snazzy at Thanksgiving time. And see, I've got just a little bit more here. I'll let this dry a couple of days because I don't think my time will allow me to finish it, but tomorrow. I want to show you one other thing before you leave. One other thing. These turned out so cute, and it does look cool. It's gonna be cool. I'll move this so it doesn't get all over the project I'm going to show you. I'll have to go back over some of those areas anyway. Oh, here they are. Let me get a paper towel and make sure I don't have any wet paint on me. Have you ever done that? Gotten project finished and get your paint on it? Anyway, this is one of the napkins that I finished painting. And then I went ahead, and I don't know whether you can see it or not, but remember the white pen that I love so much? I went through and I did a design on there and on the inside of it. So it gave it just a little more contrast. So painting your linens for Thanksgiving or Christmas is possible, doable, and you should think about it if you run across some linens. All I'm going to do is heat press this, and they should be good to go. So I painted them with acrylic, with white Uniball, what do we call that? Uniball, a broad point pen. I'm going to order some more of those too, because I use them so much. Those are excellent. So anyway, I wanted to tell you, thank you for being here today. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 3 Eastern time. Y'all try to get used to this new time. And just remember, it's a great day to have a great day. Bye-bye now.